opinion with this title, one trait most men don't have that women love. Man, if I had to guess, man, most guys have a lot of traits women love. They don't. Most guys don't have traits that women love. I'm being honest. But one thing is just the ability to know yourself. I'm talking about, it don't even matter if you got insecurities. It don't matter like what's going on in your mind. Like if you know yourself, I think that's like step one that most women don't. They never run into that. Like most dudes, they don't know themselves, bro. I'm gonna keep it a being. Most dudes, they lean so far on a woman, like they be in love with the woman the first time they meet.
That most humans don't have, and this will actually, for men, will improve your game with women. It'll improve your overall energy with women. It'll stop you from being so awkward, creepy, needy, a simp. You feel what I'm saying? I've been there. I've been that person who was super obsessed with women. At first, when I was in my teenage years, I wasn't really that interested in women. Like I was more focused on like sports and whatever, not or whatever, hanging out with my guy friends. And then as I got older, puberty hit and I started liking women. But as you know, when you first start something, when you first start talking to women, you're gonna be pretty bad at it. So I started doing it, and women, it was a little bit easy for me because I had a little bit of social status because I was on the basketball team. So women liked me because of that, and I was tall. Hey, 6'1". It has its benefits, but short kings you can still get women. Don't play that game. Don't be black pill. All right. But I went through my phase of being a simp. I went through my phase of obsessively thinking of a woman and being anxious over a woman and blowing up a woman's phone and being desperate. But because I was so in my head, I was so unconscious. You could take what I'm saying and you could attribute this to like trauma or how my parents treated me or how I was bullied in school when I was younger. Sure. But nobody got time to go through that. So really, I fixed this problem and I wasn't really conscious of it because, I was very unconscious. It was like before my spiritual awakening. So I never really, it was before my spiritual awakening. It was before I discovered spiritualism and meditation and increasing your consciousness, right? This one trait I learned has dramatically improved my life with women. It has dramatically improved my dating life. It has dramatically improved my life in terms of just my social skills, getting into a social flow, being able to be around people, and just being able to flirt with everybody. Now, when I say flirt with everybody, I don't mean in a romantic sense. Flirting is not romantic, but when you hear flirting, it obviously has like a romantic connotation. I think that's the word, right? It has a romantic undertone to it. Like you just immediately think like, oh, it's a woman trying to get with a girl. Not really. You can flirt with literally everybody, and you should try and flirt with everybody. That's like actually kind of the cheat code of how to improve your social skills is to talk to people. That's the cheat code. You talk to people. There is no fast track way to becoming like this social butterfly. Now, if you're an introvert, you still
All right, I don't agree. Talking to people is definitely like you definitely gotta get your reps in, but if you ever actually look at any real communication class, the biggest way for you to improve communication is to talk to yourself and listen to yourself. Like if you record yourself talking and you go back and listen to how you talk, that's one way. If you write and you read the words that you write, that's another way. Like you really have to be comfortable in the way you see the way you talking. If you comfortable the way you talking, you gonna automatically come off confident. You gonna automatically come off smooth. Just because you believe in what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta actually know how to communicate to yourself. Like if you ever think about it, bro, one class of people that always are, they make a living off of talking, using their mouth. No Diddy. All they do is they make music. Dudes who make music, people who make music. All they do is listen to themselves over and over and over and over again. And that's why they always are effective communicators. Even guys who not even that good at talking, it's like they still are effective communicators. Like they're like one of the biggest dudes, bro. Kodak Black. Kodak Black if you really just listen to what he's saying, if you he realized a good bit of the time he mumbles, but you always understand exactly where he coming from, because even in his music, his biggest thing is expressing emotion. That's his biggest thing in all of his music, is expressing emotion. When he talks, even if he mumbling the shit out, he's gonna effectively express how he feel. You gonna effectively express how he feel. I ain't gonna lie. Even when he's sharing how he think, he still express how he feel. So it's very effective that way. It's people who are constantly listening to themselves. Like that's the key. Comedians, they make jokes. They write their jokes down. They are listening to themselves. Like I'm telling y'all.
Still should try and flirt with people, even if it's just like the store clerk, an old lady, complimenting her hair, having a nice little conversation. How's your day going? Right, something like that. It can be small. I'll make a video about it in the future, but for now, we're gonna talk about this one.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. In my personal opinion, bro, I'm gonna wait on him to say this before I say this, but I honestly think he still got some of these problems. It depends on what he say. He can prove me wrong. The reason why I say that is because the way he still talks about it. Like,
trait that will help you improve your game with women. It'll improve your energy, improve your dating life. All right. And that one trait is presence. And it sounds so simple. Being in the present moment, slowing down, being in like this, not meditative state, but being aware of like your internal space, being aware of your inner energy, and being aware of just the present moment, not being in your head. Because when you're in your head, your mind is going to tell you like, you need to do stuff about this situation. You need to not do something about this situation, or you need to send this paragraph, or you need to argue, or you need to do this, and you need to, right? And you end up scaring the person off, and you end up fumbling the bag, as many people call it.
now that's why I say the reason why I don't think that this shit has changed in him in like a real way. I've been saying that shit. I ain't lying. The fact that this turtle looking motherfucker saying that, like he made it popular, but I've been saying that. Like I swear I've been saying that. But nah, like I was saying, in a real way, he does not have like a high level of self worth. And there's no disrespect to this dude. It's just the truth. Like the fact that you think that you fumble a woman, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. This one, when like, this how I knew. This is why I said it at the beginning, because the way he talks, it's like he has to constantly prove himself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the way he explains himself. It's like he constantly has to prove him. See, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all think, oh, I'm thinking too much. Oh, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. It's like, no, brother. Why are you thinking this? Like, not where did it come from, but like, what is the purpose of you thinking this? Like, that's how much power that you have over yourself. But a dude like this, the level of like thinking that he is kind of like, nah, bro. This is what I have to do to get this. This is what I have to do to get that. If I do this, I can get this. It's like, no, bro. You want to talk in a way where you're moving towards your strategy, or you want to talk in a way of doing whatever the fuck you want to do. That's it. That's it. That's the reality of how you move. That's what your thinking should be aligned with. It shouldn't be aligned with, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? No. You should have something in place for your respect. You should have something in place for the way you think. You should have something in place for your perspective. You already have these things. Most of y'all don't have respect, but the way y'all feel, the way y'all think, the way y'all move, y'all have that in y'all head already. And that's the kind of shit you want to hear. That's the kind of shit that you should be expressing. But sometimes a guy like this, you'll fuck around and be overthinking that. And it's something that that's literally you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be showing who you are. And I believe what guys don't realize is that who you are is more valuable than currency. It is more valuable than flashy clothes. It's more valuable than a good haircut. It's more valuable than that. The reason why, because like that's what you want her. That's what you want a woman to want you for. One, and two, nigga, that's you. That's your life, nigga. It's your life. Like fuck. All right, fuck the bitch. It's your life. It's your life. Like think about everything that's happening in your life because of you. Like my nigga, like that is the most valuable thing in your life. In your life, like just think about that. You are the most valuable thing in your life. There's nothing you can't learn. There's nothing you can't do if you put your time and your mind and attention to it. That is the most valuable thing that you have. You. So, of course, you should be listening to yourself when you thinking, but at the same time, if you think that you having bad thoughts, if you think you wrong, then damn, you don't believe in yourself. That's crazy.
You end up messing up the situation with this girl that could have been something, and she may have initially been attracted to you if you were talking to a girl.
That's another way of thinking that I don't agree with. Maybe it's true for him. Maybe it's true for him. And maybe it's true for a lot of you guys who watch him and y'all follow him. But the reality is this. Why are you thinking about what could have been? What are you doing thinking about what could have been? You need to be figure out who the fuck is she? That's what you should figure out first. Like when you aim at that, you know what I'm saying, versus what could have been, you don't even put yourself in the mental space of being fucked up, because you should automatically be accepting it for what it is and digging at the potential of what it could be. And figuring out, does she have what it takes to get to what could be? Does she have these qualities? Does she have this in her? You should be testing the fuck out of this woman. You should be testing the fuck out of her. What? Like, I never understand that. This is why it's so key for y'all to, like, understand your respect. That's why it's so key for you to understand your own values, to understand your own self-importance, your own sense of importance, because if you seeing this in yourself and she don't see it, she fucking blind. It don't wait for you to see it in yourself and for you to move, think in a way that you believe. So if you believe in yourself and you moving like that and she don't believe, fuck her. That's how you should think.
It's been hitting off good. And then as you start to catch feelings for her, because maybe you're not used to talking to women or you're not used to dating women, you catch feelings pretty fast. And then you start to show this needy, desperate, very clingy version of yourself. And being clingy to an extent is not bad, but this clinginess comes from a sense of lack. It comes from a sense of, I need to do more in order to keep this person into my life. And that's just going to have a backwards effect. I know I've said this on this channel before, but it's the backwards law. It's like the more effort that you put into something, the more you repel it away. But the more that you just take your hands off the steering wheel and you just let things be as it is, the more it comes to you. I've been in so many situations where when I just start focusing on my life, I start focusing on my spiritual journey, start focusing on my business, career, whatever. I start focusing on myself, whether it was sports back in high school. The moment I said, I'm just going to stop talking to women, I'm just not going to focus on women, that's when I would get a girlfriend. That's when I would get in a situation where a girl would be attracted to me. But when I was so desperate for women, when I was cold DMing women on Instagram, when I was just approaching all of these women at like a social situation, at like a social setting, like a mall or something, or a restaurant, I would just get rejected more, because it's funny, because women, they have so many options. They've been in the dating game because of like phones, they have so many options because of social media. They've been in the dating game way longer than you have. They've had 16, 17-year-olds talking to them when they were 12. And I know that sounds disgusting, but some of these dudes is losers. Some of these dudes are really desperate for the punani, man. And like, I pray for them. But yeah, these girls have a lot of options, so they can sense. And these women have been approached hundreds of times, thousands of times in their lifetime, especially if they're like a 6 or 7. They've been approached a lot at parties, at school. They've been cold DM'd. They can tell when a guy is not used to getting women. They can tell when a guy is in his head when he's communicating with her, when he's approaching her. They can tell when a guy's nervous. They can tell when a guy's slurring his words. Here's how to get out of that energy. You get out of that energy. You get better at meditating. Meditation is taking your focus off of your thoughts and putting it into the present moment. You put your focus and attention onto your 5 senses: sight, sound, I never get this one right, smell, taste, and touch. I hope I got that right, man. I hope I don't have to re-say that. I'm not gonna say it, man. I'm just gonna like put some words or something. But those,
I agree. It's definitely like, it's not really meditation. It's just building. You have to build your focus. You have to build your focus. Like, you can practice it by yourself, but 5 senses is like light practice. Focusing on your 5 senses is light practice. Your hearing and your sight is like gonna be the biggest thing. But one of your, like, the thing that you really want to tap into for real, and the way you feel, you do want to tap into that too. You want to keep yourself, that's definitely something you want to tap into. But one of the biggest things that will automatically tap into you being in the moment, you focus on yourself. You focus on yourself. Like, you focus on yourself and you let your instincts ride the wave. You just ride the wave of your instincts. I'm telling you, like, but it's more so like, for example, man, whenever I see a woman, bro, I don't think I see her ass, I see her titties, I see her face, I see what I like. And I already know what I'm gonna say because the game plan in my head. So when I'm talking to her, of course I'm relaxed because I already got the game plan. I'm focused on my game plan. I'm not too really focused on what she think. I'm not focused on how she gonna react. I'm walking up to her the same way I walk up to any woman, relaxed, and I already know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, it's easy to take your stress away because your focus is on you.
like, you put it on your 5 senses. You put it on your breath. That's the most common one. Is like you take your focus and put it onto your breath. You count 5 seconds on the inhale, 5 seconds on the exhale. Right?
That's too much. In the moment, that's too much. I understand he probably talking about meditating, but in the moment, like actually sitting down trying to think, like, that's too much. Just relax. You should automatically, like, the word relax should have a certain meaning to you. Relax. You should automatically go into you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to recognize the power you have over yourself. Like, you have a quick way of thinking about everything. Your correction should automatically be there. And it should just be a consistent thing to get to a point. It'll get to a point where you don't really have to say too much to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm really keeping it big.
That's number one. And number two is, and yeah, there really is no number two, actually. It's just getting better at meditating, getting better at living in the present moment. Now, you can also, this is kind of a cheat code to kind of speed track your way through your spiritual journey, but it's going to take a long time to get to the point where you're not constantly in your mind, you're not constantly unconsciously pulled away into thought. You're not constantly filled with this fear of failure, this fear of what other people will think if you get rejected by this girl. That comes with a lot of practice. That comes with a lot of willpower, in a sense.
Not really. It comes with what you believe. That's what it comes with. It comes with what you believe. Because you can have willpower, but if you can consistently believe that women don't like me because I said this, women don't like me because I did that. If you really believe that, it don't matter what happens. Even if you get things to go the way you want them to go, you're going to feel like you're lucky. You're going to feel like, oh my God, she really fucked with me because of this, because of that. You know, I guess I'm just lucky. I'm telling you, like, it's a way of thinking. I'm gonna be honest, it's a way of thinking. and it's not just about women. It's about life. Like if you really feel like you just fortunate because of what's going on, I'm telling you, it's just the way niggas think.
Even though aligning with your soul, being present, being in meditation, it doesn't really take willpower. But in this sense, when you first starting out and you feel this fear of like, oh, maybe people are watching, I need to approach this girl, you're gonna feel that fear, but it takes like time to really get the courage to just go up to her and speak to her. Honestly, I like to just count backwards, just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just go. Just make my legs go. Even if I don't go for the number or the Instagram, I just like to say, hey, how you doing? Or what's your name? You know.
I told y'all,
Yeah.
he's still getting there. He gonna get there though, but he's still getting there. He's not to the point where it's like she's lucky that I'm here. God blessed her. She don't know how blessed she is that I'm here. She don't know, but I know. I know. Like he ain't got that yet. When you got that and when you get that and you really experience the like that in a woman, like you really experience that, like how blessed, like she really is blessed by you. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, like it's gonna hit different. Like you gotta really have that. Like I like, baby, you don't know how blessed you is for me to be here. You over here trying to play games, baby. I will leave your ass, and you gonna be stuck with them. I'm here. You better, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to have that. Like I'm not gonna lie, like you gotta have that in yourself. Like you gotta really have that about yourself. Like you know, like put it like this. Me personally, most time I see a woman, she look good, I'm gonna want her. Unless in certain situations where it's like, I'm gonna have to always see you because you work here, because I work here, or I always go to this place, so I always run into you. I'm always, if I don't want to have to deal with that, that's one thing. But another thing is, if I see her, the only way I'm not going to say anything to her where she know I'm trying to get at her is if she's walking with guys, right? Or she says or does something that let me know she about to be toxic as fuck. Outside of that, I'm going to say something. I'm going to get at her. Or, unless I got too much going on. Unless I got like 5 women texting me and I got 5 dates this week. You know what I'm saying? I got too much going on. Sometimes I don't approach them. Sometimes I don't. I'll be honest. I'll be like, I got too much. My plate is full right now. Too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, being in presence, when you're in this present state, you're a lot more slowed down, if that makes sense. Your speech, your talking is a lot slower. When your voice is slower, when you talk slower, your voice gets deeper. When you're talking super fast and super nervous and super anxious, your voice is a lot higher, your pitch is a lot higher. And to most women, that's not attractive. Women like masculine, strong, deep voices.
I know motherfuckers with high pitched voices and they get some.
So in order to, you could actually try this now. You could actually try talking slower and your voice will get deeper. You know what I'm saying? You can actually feel your voice in your throat. Breathing through the conversation, just being aware of your breath, just being aware of whatever's going on in your mind, being aware of what you're feeling in your body, just being aware, but not being in your head. Because a lot of times when you're in your head, a woman will be saying something and then you'll just be immediately thinking about the next thing you got to say.
You're not listening. That's what that means. That means you're not fucking listening. You ain't listening to shit she's saying. You just thinking when you're supposed to be fucking listening. You know what I'm saying? Dumbass motherfucker.
There's been so many times where I've asked a woman what her name was twice because I was so anxious to like speed the conversation up so I could get her number so I could just get out of there, man, because I was so uncomfortable. I was so not used to getting women. Like I would say, what's your name? She would say like, oh, Sarah. And I'd be like, oh, cool, what's your name? And then I'd just be looking stupid. Now, and obviously if you make a mistake like that, you can just get out of it by just like kind of making a fool out of yourself, kind of like making fun of yourself, like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, I'm so dumb. And then just moving on like nothing happened, just making her laugh, right? Just making her feel good. But so what presence does is it helps you by getting out of your mind, right? And by getting out of your mind, you'll stop feeling all these dreadful emotions. It'll make your voice deeper. It'll help you talk slower. It'll help you slow down. One thing that'll help your flirting game and it'll help you being able to communicate with women is to slow the hell down. Stop speaking so fast. Stop talking like you're in a rush. Now, if you're in a genuine rush, well, first of all, you shouldn't be worried about women. If you have something to do, then forget that woman. Or just make it quick, make it brief. Presence is so great. Presence has changed my life. It is the single greatest thing, and it's not even a thing. It's who you really are. It's honestly my version of connecting with God. It's my way of praying. It's my way of getting closer with God. It's my way of just living a happy, more blissful, joyful life. Is being in this state of presence, and my life, and especially my dating life, has improved as a result. Like, I'm just less fixated on making a certain outcome happen with a girl. If I just let it go and things happen better, or I attract, law of attraction BS I talked about on this channel, I attract an even better woman, higher quality woman. I attract women that just want sex. I attract women who want to date. Obviously, I'm looking more to date instead of being more of a degenerate, but I was able to, like, a couple years ago, I was able to just basically say I want a girl for this specific reason, and I would just be able to attract it, right? Like, that's how powerful the law of attraction is. Like, it's like magic, but it's not. It's just the laws of the universe. I asked for something, and then
it's like, if you think about, that's why I always say you gotta really know what you want, because when you know what you want, you're gonna think about it. When you think about what you want, you know what you don't want. You ain't about to waste your time on some shit you don't want. Like, that's what it come down to. Like, that's why I say you really gotta know what you want. If you know what you want, you know what you not about to do. You know what you not about to go for. You know. So why waste your fucking time? You might as well go ahead and go full blown on what you want, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And look for them qualities, cause some women they gonna lie, some women they gonna pretend, some women they gonna say what they gotta say to keep your ass around. They gonna do what they gotta do to keep your ass around. That's why I say talking is cool, but women gotta really show you, like, baby, you gotta show me. You gotta show me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck about what you care about. I'm gonna fulfill past what the fuck you talking about. Any woman, I go past what she about to talk about. You gotta fulfill me. I'm gonna fulfill you. You gotta fulfill me.
let it go, and then it just comes faster. It just comes within a week or something, or within a couple days, or a phone call from a past love interest, right? Like, they're a lot more interested in me, and they tell me, like, I've been thinking about you, I missed you, right? Why haven't you talked to me, right? And all I'm doing is, one, getting some motion about myself, focusing on myself, focusing on getting more money, focusing on my physique, going to the gym, improving my mental health, and two, just being present 100% of the day. I will say this: if you are awake for 16 hours, you sleep for 8 hours, you're awake for 16 hours, you need to be present for 16 hours. You need to be present for the entire day, or at least aim for it. And when you notice that you're in your mind, you take your focus and put it.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. This is what he kind of doing too much, like, cause listen, y'all. Whether you like it or not, the most knowledge that you gain is not gonna be from experience. If you gain any sort of wisdom, a lot of it is not gonna be from experience itself. It's going to be from you thinking about it. It's gonna be from you learning from somebody and thinking about what they're saying and then using it. Or it's gonna come from you, actually sitting down, and sometimes the answer come to you because you in your head. You actually letting your mind run. and you just letting things come to you. Listen, bro. You're built. You're built because of the shit that you've learned previously in your past, the emotions that you felt previously in your past. So when you think about right now, you can't just think about just the moment of what's going on around you right now. Of course you want to handle that, but you want to be in the future because you want to have a reason for being right now. That's why I said a lot of it is about the things that you believe in, your ideas. Like, it's a lot of it. For example, he's saying he want to work out. You ain't about to be in the moment of working out if you don't give a fuck about being in shape for real. If you have no reason for being in shape, if your whole purpose of being in shape is for the girls, you will not work out. If your whole point of being in shape, some guys they will, but you're not gonna feel fulfilled. Like me, I'm in the boxing gym. I'm not about to go in the boxing gym if it wasn't a big deal for me to really want to learn how to fight. Really want to know how to fight. Me want to be able to handle myself against however many opponents that face me. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, or having that also desire in the future of I want my kids to be elite too. I want to be able to train my kids to be elite too. You know what I'm saying? I want to get this out of my life when it comes down to my mental health. Like, it's your ideas that really create the movement. So you have to think about it. But at the end of the day is this. A lot of y'all that's watching this, y'all gotta change the way y'all think. You gotta you have to really dig deep and think about that. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Not just like this is where a lot of guys get wrong. They in their heads, but they think that they're thinking, but they not. They not. They just feeling shit. Like their subconscious things is coming to your mind. You basically listening to your subconscious mind the entire time. You know what I'm saying? But to be conscious, you literally can consciously think up thoughts, think of ideas, and that'll push you towards where you want to go. Like you can consciously do that, but you have to decide to do that.
It back onto your breath or put it back into the present moment. You put it into the now, because there's no other time. There's no other period of time than now. Whatever happened 5 years ago, whatever might have happened in the past, whatever may happen in the future, it doesn't matter. The only time is now. That's how you find peace. Depression happens when you live in the past. Anxiety happens when you live in the future. But peace happens when you live in the present moment.
That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. I don't believe that. I do not subscribe to that belief. Anxiety is when you have negative thoughts about the future. Fear is when you have negative thoughts about the future. You can have peace in the past and not have peace in the moment. You can have peace in the future and not have peace in the moment. But it's up to what you believe. I'm telling you, it's the ideas in your mind that will fixate whether or not you move the way you believe that you should be moving or moving the way that you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's about your beliefs. You see, this is why it's so key for motherfuckers to really understand what mental health really is. I believe it's just so, that word is just so thrown around so lightly. But like what mental health really is though, bro, is just that it's having that state of mind where it's being in that state of mind where it's just like it's not just, it's understanding that it's not just about today. It's not just about tomorrow. It's about forever. Like when you design yourself and work on yourself in a way to be built to be where you want to be, understanding that you are that person right now, you just have to make decisions to be able to function in that way. You have to make decisions to learn to be that way. You still are that person. You just don't have all of the necessary ideas and the necessary beliefs yet. But you still are that person. So you just have to start attaching yourself. That's why I say at this point in your life, You're supposed to be around people who are basically beneficial for you. If the only benefit is entertainment, you have to get the fuck. I'm being honest, you have to get the fuck to evolve. You can be around them, but you gonna be influenced. Like they gonna basically take from you, and all your little holes that you have, they gonna punch through them. Versus being around some people who are basically forcing you to improve, you gonna basically see all the holes in the things that you already improve. While you already improving, you gonna have more. You gonna realize I got more holes. I think I'm doing good, but I got more holes than I thought I did. Because you're around people that are actually pointing out all the negative things. It's like you have to basically create that life. Like you gotta create that whole life. You gotta create the life around you, and you gotta create the being, and you gotta create the influence that you want to have. Like you have to create that. You have to really be that. To become that, you gotta learn, bro. You gotta basically realize that a lot of shit you believe right now is wrong. It's wrong. If you were the person you want to be right now, you would already be doing everything you want to do. But you're not, because the beliefs you have right now is wrong. I'm done talking.
And you will find peace with rejection, and you will also find peace with the fact that this girl may reject you. You also may find peace with the fact that this girl may give you her number and text you back and be really interested and may be your next girlfriend. I don't know. I'm not a psychic, and neither are you, and neither is she.
So listen, the whole point is this, and I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to go. You should want to get to where you want to be because of this right here. Most of you guys, I don't care what y'all think. I don't give a fuck if you think you the best you. All you have to do is have good looks. If you don't have good looks, if you have good looks and you're not in the situation you want to be, that's bullshit. If you don't have good looks and you saying this is the reason why you ain't getting where you want to be, you're being a bitch. The reason why I say that is this is because there are still people who are maybe look worse than you, and they're getting women. They're getting women. There are guys who look good and they're not getting women. So whatever you believe, it can be proven wrong. Go figure out what the fuck they doing. Go figure out what you doing wrong. Go figure out what they actually like. Go figure some shit. Don't ask them. Go figure out from people who are actually getting the results. You're going to learn. When you are learning, you're going to realize, bro, I have to be able to approach a woman and realize whether she say yes or no is a good thing. Why? Because I approached her. I have to be able to talk to a woman in a seductive way. Why? Because you have to do that to a woman in order for them to want to fuck you. You have to. Now, you ain't got. That's one way though. You know, it ain't the only way. But my whole point is this: like, you have to do these things to be able to get there. Like, you doing that is basically you allowing yourself to get there. You have to position yourself to be that. That's the motherfucker. The motherfucker who get rejected and be like, man, I'm winning. Because I'm approaching women. I'm winning because I'm approaching women. See, that's what I'm saying. He thinking, oh, I'm chasing women. I'm going out to a thing. I'm doing everything because that's the wrong perspective to have. If you out there approaching women for the sake of being able to say to yourself, I'm positioning myself to get comfortable with talking to women. I'm positioning myself to know what to say when talking to women. You are improving versus you saying, I'm not good looking enough. I'm not short. I'm too short. I don't have enough money. You know, I don't have the car. She looks like she has this kind of guy. She looks like she, you know, instead of you doing that, going that direction, you're supposed to say, hey, bro, I'm me. I got to do what I'm about to do what I got to do. I mean, shit, she look like the type of woman I want. You know what I'm saying? Let me go figure out if she's really the woman that I want because she look good. You know what I'm saying? That's the first step of you wanting any woman. She got to be attractive to you. You go make that move. You go do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. Whether she say yes or no, guess what? You still got to do the same shit to meet the woman that you want. You still got to be able to talk to the woman that you want. You still got to be able to move in a way to get the woman that you want. So when you got that understanding, bro, it becomes very evident to say, I'm the prize. It's easy to say that because only thing you looking at is you. Like, niggas be trying to make shit so deep. It ain't that deep, bro. You just look in the wrong direction. You gotta change the way you see shit. Like, them niggas be seeing shit
But
fucked up.
when you get out of your head, you're less likely to just make mistakes. I know this one quote that says slow is pro. When you slow down, when you stop living in such a rush, you're less likely to make a mistake. Now, another way that you can improve your ability to be present in your day-to-day life so that you can start
What you gonna do if shit happening around you like this? What you gonna do?
living a better life, because being present honestly improves every aspect of your life. I can say that.
Your belief should be able to adjust to anything. You should be able, because it's really real. Your belief should be real. The way you see shit should be real. Like, y'all gotta understand that a motherfucker saying that you just happy but to be rejected, that's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's not real. But when you say, oh, I'm telling y'all, that's bullshit. Whenever you tell somebody, whenever you say, hey, bro, I'm practicing approaching women. That's my whole point. They're being out here. I just want to get used to talking to women. I want to just talk to women today. I want to just enjoy myself talking to women. If a woman look at you like she's terrified of you, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, that's not your point is not to terrify women. Your point is to just talk to women. She just don't know you. Cool. She don't know you. Next. I know me. I know what I'm doing. Next. If you talk to a woman, you know, have a conversation, you get her number, cool. She might not text you. You get another woman, you talk to another woman, she might really act like she might really fuck with you and not call you. Give your number to another woman. Y'all might vibe cool, you know, y'all might kick it, and then 2 days later, she might hit you up 2 days later. Whole time she manipulative as fuck. That's why I'm saying, like, you can't really facilitate how you move with women. Like, just move, facilitate how, you can facilitate how you move with women, but you can't facilitate off of the way they move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move off of facilitating yourself. Like, that's the practice that's the one thing that will never change. That's why I say you are the guy now, because that's the one thing that will never change. You have to facilitate you to get what you want. That's the one thing that will never change. It will never change. And when you start really understanding that, bro, that's when you start seeing, hey, I can have peace here. I can have peace. Because it's all on you.
Confidently, like every aspect of your life will improve the more present you are, the higher your conscious level is. It's not even a level, it's just the less unconscious you are. It's really, I have to make a whole video about this. I'll make a whole video about this. I'll explain this topic. But holistic living, eating better, going to the gym, working on yourself, being on self-improvement, improving your looks, holistic living healthy, eating fruits, vegetables, healthy meats, not eating out, not spending so much money, not scrolling so much on Instagram and TikTok, because that's another reason why your social skills may suck, is the fact that you spend so much time texting people. You're such a pussy that you can't take the time to see a woman down the street and go and approach her, or see a woman in the gym and go approach her, see a woman in class and sit next to her or talk to her. You have to follow her Instagram and go and cold DM her and she never replies. Nah, low-key just roasted myself because I've been there, man. Look, I know I sound very judgmental, but I'm really like, this is the kind of like the same way I talk to myself. Like, I used to insult myself to kind of hype me up, not in like a unhealthy way, like in like a toxic, like bad mental health way where I'm like,
it is,
you know, feeling really shitty, and then I just, you know, start talking.
That's one thing I never really agree with to come down to David Goggins, bro. David Goggins, he shit talked the fuck out of himself to get himself to do everything. But like, what if I told y'all don't have to do that? Y'all don't have to do that. Y'all don't have to play on y'all ego to get yourself to move. You just have to understand how to put your fear in check. You gotta really understand that how to put yourself in check. Like you don't have to insult yourself to put yourself in check. You just gotta remind yourself of what you're doing. That's why I say what you want has to. What you want is everything. It should be everything.
Talking shit about myself, but I really say it in like a stop being a pussy, stop being a bitch. Go and talk to that girl, man. Look, you know who you are, right? Like I hype myself up. You feel me? As if it was one of my guy friends talking to me. But that's my video, man. The secret to getting better with women, the one trait that most people don't have, most men don't have, is just the ability to be present. Do you understand that? I mean, when you're hanging out with a girl, a woman will appreciate it a lot more when you're just present with her. Instead of being on your phone, instead of thinking about other things, just being present with her. Now, for the most part, if you're on self-improvement, if you're a masculine man, you should be focused on your goals, your mission, your purpose. For the majority of the time, that should take priority over your woman. But when you are with her, when you do spend time with her, give your 100% presence with her. 100, 1000% when you're with her, because she will appreciate it way more when you're focused on her for the time being. And then you go focus on something else. If you like this type of content, subscribe, show some love in the comments, like the video, get the YouTube algorithm rolling, and we out this, man. Love y'all. We growing, we moving, and we locked in. Love you. Mwah. Hey, Trey.
Alright, bro. It wasn't a bad video. I believe the advice would be beneficial for most. I don't think this is like advice that would just like hurt somebody. I think this is still like it's just not what I believe. I believe his advice to get you moving though. I've been there before. It'll get you moving. But the reality of it is like that shit, you ain't gotta do that, bro. Being present is more to being present than just saying I'm gonna meditate. I promise you. It's a way of thinking. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I drop bangers like this all the time, so like or subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace. That's what that is. Keep it real, man.